Well, welcome back to San Angelo Rodeo Live. I'm Joe Hyde. I'm with my co-host, Ryan Chadwick.
How's it going?
We're out here broadcasting from the rodeo grounds in a very discreet location.
I don't know if it's discreet, but it's the forward operating base in the RV section of the San Angelo Rodeo.
Right. Don't be giving out our 1020, so to speak. Anyway, we just got through with performance number 2, the first matinee. And we're looking into tonight's performance number 3. Performance number 3 is tonight, 7:30. Get out here if you can. There's 3 things that I'm seeing, 3 trends already since we've been through 2 shows. One is the barrel racing times have really dropped. I mean, they've gotten really good, really fast.
Yeah, they're already fast.
Yeah. So if you can't get less than 14 and a half, you're pretty much out of the race.
Yeah, because we already have the leaders all under 14.5. And we had one today, it was 14.36. So.
Yeah. And, last year, I mean, they were in the 15s right now. So.
Yeah. And so, it just seemed like now moving forward, you're going to see some of these ladies having to take more risks. But it's not just barrel racing. It's the same thing in the timed events with the team roping and the tie down and even the steer wrestling.
Right.
Like you're going to have to take more risks earlier, or you're going to have to throw your rope sooner.
Well, let's talk about the time. Let's talk about the timed events. We had 3 pretty good runs in tie down roping
today. Yes, we did. First off, we had San Angelo's own Joel Harris. I know us. All the people
Ty
in
Harris's
San Angelo.
brother.
Yep.
And there was the drama in Houston where the 2 had to compete with each other to win the Houston Rodeo.
And Ty barely beat him out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like he had a decent time today, but he still hit 9 seconds.
You're talking about Joel Harris?
Yeah, I'm talking about Joel Harris. In the matinee performance today, he competed.
The younger brother of Ty Harris.
Brother of Ty Harris.
Right.
He threw 9 seconds today. And so it wasn't like a winning time, but it's a time he can work with heading into the weekend.
He's still in the running.
Yeah, he didn't fail, you know what I mean? He didn't get a no time.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we then had Tough Cooper. He's a guy that all the people in San Angelo Rodeo know.
Like all the people in rodeo.
Yeah, he's won the San Angelo Rodeo before. He went and he threw out a good time, took the lead for a little bit, but then Riley Webb, he took the lead overall, and I actually caught up with him afterwards, just talking to him about his run for a little bit.
Did you talk about the risk? Now they're taking more risk on the runs, because that's what it seems like. You have more misses because people are getting more aggressive, trying to get that better time, because they know they got to get 7 seconds in there to get.
Well,
and of course it's added over 2. I heard you had to have under 17 seconds to really be competitive.
Right, pretty much
over 2 runs.
Well, and he got a 6.9 today, and when I was talking to him, he even admitted, he goes, now 6.9 is fast. I know it's fast, and I asked him, I'm like, well, is that going to change how you approach your next run?
Yeah, you're going to slough it, or you're going to play it more conservative.
But to your point, you said it has to be under that 17, otherwise you're not competitive. So he told me he's going to treat it like any other performance and any other run that he has, so he's still going to try to get the fastest one, but you would have to think that he's going to make sure he gets it.
Right.
So even if it's not that 6.9, then it's going to be around the 7.5, 8 range,
Right.
But he'd still be competitive with that number. And finally, in the barrel racing, to your point earlier, that
they got to be risky.
Yep, they got to be
risky. So we had a lot of riders are hitting the barrel. If you knock the barrel over, it's a 5-second penalty.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you hit the barrel, you're pretty much toast. You're 14.5 now becomes a 19.5.
Yeah, with that being said, though, they have to try to take those corners sharper and sharper as the time drops.
Yeah, they got to get closer to the barrel so they have less, I guess, ground track. They have a shorter ground track.
Yeah, and we did have another top getter today, I guess.
Yeah. The first one, out of the bat, 14.36.
Yeah, and it was Paige Jones. She and her horse took to the track, and they got after it. She really set the tone for the rest of them. She got a 14.36. So the barrel racing's fast, the team roping's fast, the tie down's already fast, and we'll just see how the rest of this rodeo goes.
Right.
But
the next thing that I saw is in bull riding. Okay, but before we get into bull riding, just hang with me for a second.
All right, I'm hanging with you.
TriStar Fleet Sales and Service.
Mm-hmm.
They have this thing, and James, if you can put this placard up and show them what this looks like. They have this new utility vehicle. It's made by Mahindra. It's called a Rockstar. They have Rockstar HDs, Rockstar HD All-Weather. They harken back to the days of World War II and the old Willys, the the little Jeeps, the utility vehicles they had then. I mean, I test drove one. They got 4 on the floor. It's got a turbo diesel. It can actually haul this RV. It can tow 3,500 pounds, which is a lot for a utility vehicle. So look, you look cool, and you got to be able to drive a stick. It's very retro.
Yeah. And
you can get it with the cab, without the cab, depending on what your budget is. But that's down there at TriStar Fleet Sales and Service. You don't want to miss them. They're up on North Bryant, 3705 North Bryant, and they're right there, right across from ASCO on Knickerbocker Road, almost when you get to Bryant. They have that's where they have all their UTVs at.
And TriStar is sponsoring all our bull coverage this year.
Yes, all our bull riding coverage is sponsored by TriStar Fleet. So thank you guys for doing that.
Yeah. So let's get into the bulls.
Right.
All right. And so I made a note in my notes when I was writing. I was like, it's been another big day for the bulls and the bronc riders. Right.
Right.
We had another, of course, last night we had a 90, right?
Yeah,
so I don't think anyone's touching J.R. Stratford's number.
Well, they could. It really depends. We got close today, and they were hyping the bull riding, which means that I don't know. It's a lot of subjectivity in there.
Yeah, I mean, right? I guess whatever you say. Those
and so they're hyping the bull
animals.
riding, but bull riding is a lot higher scores than they have been the last couple of years. I mean, especially when you come out of the gate with a 90.
Wait, and we have more qualifiers too.
Yes, more qualifiers.
We couldn't even get a guy to stay on a bull last year.
Yeah.
But we had 2 guys who got 86 and a halves today. We had
so that turns it into a 3-way tie for number 2
for second place. Yes, right. Headed into that short go, and there's only how many spots in the short round?
10.
10. Yeah. So right there with that 3-way tie, if you don't at least get an 86 and a half, then all of a sudden you're not having a good day. But we had Colton Bryam and Vanel Mariano. We know they
Vanel Vince Mariano.
Oh, Vanel Vince Mariano.
Everyone has 3 names now. It's like Texas country music stars. We have Jackson Carter Ward.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and he's the third one who's tied for second place right now, and they all have 86 and a halves. And Joe and the bareback too. It's another one. We had the best ride of the rodeo, the very first rider yesterday, and today someone beat it. We had an 86 yesterday, 86 and a half, and Cooper Cook came out today in the bareback and just blew it away with an 87 and a half. So we have a new leader in the bareback. It's been another good day for the bull riding, saddle bronc, and bareback leaders, and we're gonna have a stacked field come finals.
Yeah. Well, more fun happens in the rodeo than we signed up for. So we had the first calf scramble.
Yeah, this calf scramble was today. First calf scramble at the matinee performances, because I guess they're only at the matinee performances. But it's always fun watching all those. What are they, NFFA kids?
Show them some B-roll.
Yeah.
So people know what it looks like.
And they're just running around. And there's always that one who gets drugged by the calf, you know, and there's always the couple at the end who need help. But today, actually, it was a little girl. She was the first one to get it done. So it was interesting. But it's all fun. But just like yesterday, we are going to have another kind of break with Cole Harris for some cowboy talk. And this
is brought to you by Lip Chip.
Brought to you by Lip Chip, and I enjoyed the interviews that him and Ty Harris did yesterday. So yeah,
and so a lot of you guys did too, because they get a lot of views.
They got a lot of views, and we got a lot of comments on it.
But before we head on to Cole Harris, and I believe Ty Harris will be on it. I'm looking over there where they are. I'm not sure who's going to be on the interview, but before we go over there, just tell you a little bit about what Lip Chip does. It's for your horse's health. It's an instrument that goes into their lip. It can monitor all their health and vitals and things like that. So if you have a big investment in a horse, it's a very good thing that you can bring it up on your app and see how healthy your horse is. That's what Lip Chip is for the unhorseman. So you understand what that is. So it's important, especially like a tie down roper. Their horse is how they make money, right? If that horse gets sick or that horse...
Yeah, and if he's feeling down that day, maybe you don't compete, Yeah,
same thing with racing horses,
right?
And things like that. So that's what that is.
No GPS yet, though.
No GPS in it.
They're working on it.
Yeah.
I've heard they're working on it.
Anyway, so why don't we break right now? Looks like they're getting ready. Let's break, and we'll give you a quick commercial, and then we'll be right with... we'll have you joined with Cole, Ty Harris, and those guys, and they can talk a little bit more about roping.
Let's see it.
All right.
This one goes out to the girls, Go show the world you can. Never let them hold you back just because you aren't a man. This one goes out to those underdogs who aren't afraid to bite. Change a game, break the chain, get off that porch and fight. Today's your day in the sun, you're rolling like a young gun. Now it's your time to ride, let your dark horse run. Let your dark horse run.
Hey everybody, my name is Cole Harris, and I'm here again for another interview with my cousin Ty Harris. And we have a special guest, Joel Braden Harris, his brother, my other first cousin. And we're out here at the Harris house, the arena. And first question, we live 10 minutes from the Coliseum. You have grown up going to the Coliseum every single year, watching it, and now you are driving 10 minutes to compete in it. I guess full circle moment. Just kind of describe how that feels.
I mean, it is really weird. It was really weird last year, walking in the arena for the first time, not being the one sitting in the stands right behind the box like we have every year. We used to watch literally every perf growing up, and so I think that if there's one spot I'm comfortable, it's roping in the San Angelo Coliseum after being here all these years.
Yeah, when you're in that box, it almost feels like you're in those seats that Granny and Pawpaw had for all those years, the box seats, first row, right behind the calf roping box. It's about as close as it gets to actually being in the corner. So it's actually crazy because last year I was videoing, and I was right there by the seats that Granny and Pawpaw used to have, the front row, and you can see on the Cowboy Channel me sitting in the stairway.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's like you could literally reach out. I could like give you a high five if I wanted to.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's right on there. So in terms of San Angelo, I asked Dylan Hancock this question. Is it more pressure for you or like more comfortable for you with the hometown?
I think both. I think there's definitely pressure, mostly excitement though. I mean,
Yeah.
I just get excited for the San Angelo Rodeo, and people that aren't even hometowners get excited for San Angelo crowd. So
Calf roping capital of the world. I mean, as
Yeah.
good as it gets.
yeah.
Bro, the documentary that I made last year, Tough Cooper said that in the documentary, calf roping capital of the world. So it's not just San Angelo people that say it.
No.
It's like widely known, which is crazy. So I guess one more broad just about the Angelo Rodeo. If you want to add to it, any last little thoughts. But what's special to you? It could be small, like something small you appreciate that maybe not like the average person gets to see. But like, what is special about the Angelo Rodeo to you, especially since this is your second time competing? Pause. Hold on a second, Brogan. It looks terrible. You're right. You were right. Hold on. All right. I couldn't take it.
We got ASMR, we got screeching here. And
So these mics actually.
what about this one though?
It'll be good.
It won't be bad.
No.
Where is it? Where is it? Is it right here?
Yeah, it's right there.
All right.
I got us. I trust.
Okay.
Trust the process. So where were we? You asked the question. I asked the question. So, what to the average fan, like they just see rodeo, big Coliseum, the big lights. Obviously, that's like one of the best parts about it. It's one of the biggest rodeos in Texas. What is something that you appreciate it that maybe the average fan would not know?
I think that really it's one of the bigger towns that the whole town's humming for the rodeo. Like, it's not just when you get to the arena, it's not just that. Like, you go to, whatever local business, you go to any restaurant, and they're trying to get the rodeo fans in, and everyone's talking about rodeo. Everyone's, it's the whole town is in the festivities. So I think that's something special about San Angelo that you don't really see anywhere else.
Yeah, a lot of towns you go to 10,000 people, 8, 10, 15, 20,000 people. Yeah, that's all they have. But for us, a little over 100,000 people in San Angelo, and it's what the whole town is ready for. So
Yeah.
So I just wanted to highlight this too for the people watching. Ty Harris is number 2 in the world. Joel Braden Harris is number 5 in the world. The Harris brothers are top 10 in the world at the same exact time. This is special. I mean, it's a special time to be a calf roper, but it's a special time for y'all too as brothers. I mean, it's exciting to watch. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely exciting. I think that, taking, I'm sure we'll get into Houston a little bit more, but, just being where we're at right now it's a lot more fun than being, behind in this stage. But, the way I look at it still is that, if you don't have over 100,001, what what does it matter right now? I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to summer. You can get ahead right here and then lead it into a big summer, but you gotta perform well out there and let the chips fall where they may in that regard.
So, if you want, for the people, I'll kind of narrate it a little bit. For the people that are watching, what catapulted Ty and Brady into the top 10 was a big win at Houston, Texas. Ty, you got first, winning $50,000 plus a little bit of money in your earlier sets. Joel Braden, you won like $26,000 total. I think overall the Harris brothers won $86,000 in Houston, Texas. Ty posted a YouTube video about it. If y'all wanna watch, it's out there. But that is the big moment that catapulted both of them to the top 10 and arguably one of the biggest wins of your career and your career. Sure. And so, briefly, I guess, what did that mean to you?
I mean, it was 100% the biggest win in my career, which I won second. But money
won.
Right. It was by far the most money I'd won in a single rodeo, and I think that it definitely gives you confidence just that you performed well in the biggest spot, the most money up you can possibly have in a pro rodeo until the NFR, and to perform well. I mean, it should boost anyone's confidence that they can compete in the highest pressure situation.
Yes, sir. Okay, so the biggest thing that everyone says when you walk in the box, he quit rodeo, he was gone for 2 years, and he came back. Every time you go in the box, it's what they say, and it gets everybody hyped up. I guess here's an opportunity from your time away from rodeo and when you came back, what is the biggest thing that you've learned?
The number one thing was just how personal of a relationship I have with God. It was really in that time I was just learning that it's not an abstract thought. It's as real as me and you. And whenever God becomes real to you, then the things in your life that you don't want can disappear really quickly. So that was pretty much the easiest way to sum it up shortly.
Boys preaching that gospel, man. I love it. Ty, run us through some of the predictions for tonight.
Yeah, I don't have the list. I haven't even looked at the list, but
let's pull it up.
Let's pull it up.
Yeah, let's pull it up.
Bareback riding, Rocker Steiner,
timed events, bro, homie.
Oh,
yeah,
only time.
So this is sponsored by Lip Chip. They sponsored the timed events of the San Angelo Rodeo. So let's go through some of those. Start with the steer wrestling.
So steer wrestling first.
Let's look at this, guys. I can have my phone out, huh? Yeah. Perfect. All right. So I was in the airport yesterday with Jesse Brown. He's had a little bit slower winter, but you can't bet against that guy. I mean, we know where he's most likely where he's going to be in December without injuries. Come back from a little MCL tear in December, he's going to be in Vegas. He's that kind of guy, so it's hard to bet against him.
Yes,
you got Dakota Eldridge, Will Loomis. He's the gold buckle's coming for him. One of the best guys in the world, day in and day out. You got a young guy, Tucker Allen. Man, I'm going to have to go with the local cowboy, Walt Arnold. He's been making big waves this year. He's top 10 in the world. I don't know the exact number, but Walt Arnold for me, I'm going to call it like 3-7.
Fast.
Yes, sir.
3-7.
Yeah, one of my favorite bulldoggers is Will Loomis, but pretty good friends with Kyle Irwin, kind of my guy. I'm going to go with him. He's going to get it kicked off this year, and he's going to get back into the dance this year. And so
what time?
What's winning right now?
Man, the round right now is being won by 3-6.
3-6?
4-2 is winning sixth.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 3-8.
3-8. All right, we'll see. So we got the team roping here.
Come on.
Last night, Calgary Smith, Brady Tryon blasted. I talked about him yesterday. I'm going to go Coy Rallman, Billy Jack Sammons. I don't think they've really just killed it like they could this winter so far, but I know they're very, very talented. I love Coy's horses. You got two really, really good roans. And, I'm going to Coy Rallman, Billy Jack Sammons, probably about 4 flat.
What do you got, Joel?
I'm going to go with the veteran unit, Luke Brown, Travis Graves. I'm going to say 4-2.
I like it.
It's a solid run.
I like it.
Okay, we'll go breakaway next.
Breakaway roping. I mean, you look at this: Cheyenne McCartney, Josie Carner, Bo Peterson, Kendall Pearson from Canada, all NFR breakaway ropers. I'm not even going to pick a girl. I'm going to say it's going to be one of those four.
One of the 4 NFR girls.
One of those 4 NFR girls, and it's going to be a 2 flat. First round for them. They're not going to get ones maybe today. They might, but I'm going 2 flat.
I like it. Hey, Here's the rule. You can't say the same thing he said. You ain't gonna let you do that. You gotta.
Well, he picked 4 of them, so I'm gonna have to take one out of there.
Fair. You can pick one of the 4.
I'm gonna say good friends with Riley and Josie growing up. I'm gonna say Josie Connor gets the ship right today and goes about, I'm gonna say 2-3 today. She's gonna make that average run, which is crazy to think about. That 2-3 is a good average run, but
Because it's so fast.
But that's pretty fast. So I think she'll be 2-3 and she'll make her another good run on that second one too.
Yeah, winners win. It's coming. She's gonna win big.
Sick. Okay. Tie down roping.
Who's up today? I don't even know.
Who's up today? I know. Joe Braden Harris. I'll say, hey.
You can pick.
I'll
me.
pick the
I'll find
winner. You
someone
pick the
else.
time.
Yeah.
How about that?
Go ahead, buddy.
Joe Braden Harris. You just tell me how fast you're going.
Man, I would love anything under 7.8,
Ooh.
7.7,
For about
7.6.
3,000-4,000.
Jeez.
Yes, sir.
I would love anything under that for sure.
I'll call Braden about 7-7 today. Take the lead in the round, and keep this little winning streak rolling.
I love it. I love it. Anything else that we need to? That's it, right?
I will say this. I'm calling it right now. Weston Hughes will tie one under 8-7. Take my bets, anybody. Weston Hughes will be under 8-7.
The guys that are up today, just so y'all know, are very, very good. We got Tough Cooper, Bo Cooper, Riley Webb, Joel Braden Harris. All 3 of those guys were in my documentary. Obviously, I do video work with Joel Braden, and then who else? There's probably some more guys up there that are really, really
Mitten.
good. Russian Mitten.
For sure. Anytime you come to the San Angelo Rodeo in a performance, you're getting the top notch. Every event from start to finish, it's as good as it gets. And yeah, that's one reason why it's such a cool rodeo. Small stadium, fast setup, electric. Man, I can't wait to watch. I'm getting chills already.
Yes, sir. Obviously, the time events are sponsored by Lip Chip, and they're sponsoring this interview. And so we're excited for a great perf at 1 and 7 p.m. Mr. Brad Bowen, Lip Chip. And we'll see y'all guys tonight at 7 p.m.
See you there.
Well, welcome back. Joe Hyde with Ryan Chadwick. We're your San Angelo Rodeo Live hosts, brought to you by Jim Bass Cars and Trucks, Jim Bass Ford, and
The Bass Bunch.
The Bass Bunch. We're about to get back into that Coliseum.
Yeah, we are. We have one more performance tonight. Starts at 7:30, and like we said, the time
It'll be the third performance.
Yeah, the third performance at the 92nd Annual San Angelo Rodeo. And it's going to be action-packed because, like we said, in the first 2 performances in the timed events, there's already been really fast times posted. So you're going to see more cowboys and cowgirls take a little bit more risks with their roping and with their riding. So
My final thought on this, we need to talk about this. You can take a bigger risk as a roper, as a timed event guy, or a barrel racer, but how do you get more risky, or how do you get that 91 on a bull? I mean, it's luck of the draw.
I mean, and I'll say the same thing I said to you earlier. The risky part is getting on that massive animal.
I know, but how do you make it, improve your odds? That's the question. I can improve my odds as a tie-down roper by being more aggressive.
Well, I just think it comes down to the work that you put in the week. It's what the bull riders that I've talked to this week, and it's what the bareback riders I've talked to this week told me. They're like, well, I'm just going to rely on the work that I've put in during the week to get me ready to go. So the better your technique, the better you're going to do. Yes, there's always luck of the draw with what kind of bull or horse you draw, but at the same time, if you're prepared and your technique's on point and your practice and you're just thoroughly ready to go, then you've given yourself the best opportunity there is. So. Right. To your point, I don't think that I think there is a margin of luck there, but the amount of
big margin
skill and preparation that goes into
luck.
it, that's what gets those high scores.
All right, so what we're looking for tonight, if you're going, look for the bull riding, the 90 points. You got to get better than 90-point rides. Look for the if you could get the little program where you have or you look at the stats we'll have on the story. We need to find the tie-down roper that gets better than
6.9.
Yeah,
6.9 is the leader.
Or combined score of less than, let's say, 17.
16, 17,
yeah. That's what we're looking for. And barrel racing, in order to really qualify or get into the short go, you need about 14 and a half seconds.
You need to get faster than 15 for sure.
So anyway, that's what I'm looking for. And I don't think there's anything else.
No, I think that's it.
My brain can only cover 3 things. Anyway.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get ready to go to Performance 3.
All right, I'm Joe Hyde, San Angelo Rodeo Live with my co-host Ryan Chadwick. We'll see you after the rodeo.